doing a bit of a rehashing of a craft I did a long time ago, like a really long time ago, and I said I was going to do more, but I never did. All you really need for this craft is printed out on paper. Cardstock would be better because I did have to add a backing to this, which was just some stationery with a stripe in it because I thought that would be okay for plates. But this was just 35 cents to print up a full page of these at my local library, and you can do like, I think there's like 18 or 20 of these plates. I just did a basic image search. This is porcelain Dutch blue pattern, and that's all you really need. All you have to do is cut these out, shape them around something round but smaller, and then lacquer them with nail polish or enamel, triple thick enamel. If you use nail polish, you do have to do more than one coat on the bottom and on the top, and just use a regular glue stick to glue them on in the middle. I'm not actually making these plates, which you do paint with gold to give them gold leafing. I'm doing something I've never tried or even saw before. I'm making this kind of plate. So we will see how this works. I am going to use a paper plate as my backing so that it will be a little sturdier. I'm just using my paint pen to paint this toothpick and then cutting out the rounds that I'm going to be using. Now, because I'm actually doing a two-tiered system, I cut one of these that had the inlay and more decorative part, cut off the outer edge so it will be small and won't be too unbalanced. Just trace around and then cut it out, glue it together, and then form it and put a hole in the middle before you glue it together so it will be easier to put the toothpick in. This is what happens when you don't clean out your paintbrushes. Can you see that? What is that from? I have no idea. Luckily that didn't happen on the front side. Because this is not the lacquer, this is just glue. You can also use like shoe glue or leather glue in between after it's done to make it more stable. There you go. And some of the gold did come off. You can also put glass beads in between to make this more stable. You can also use quilling paper in between, like I did in the spokes for my doll cart. So if you want to know how to do that technique, you can watch the doll cart video again. I'm just working on spacing and lacquering and gluing certain things in. But I realize this plate is super small, and I think I'm gonna want a third one in between to balance it out. And it's the same technique, you just glue it together with the stick glue and then lacquer it after putting in a hole so you can put in your stick. This is what it's supposed to look like. This is what it does look like right now. I'm in the in-between phase. I do not like all the glue from the glue gun. I did glue it because it was a little unstable, and I do believe I'm going to add quilling paper. I'm not going to film that because I filmed that last week, and you can just look that up because I will put videos in the description for the paper plate craft and for the quilling, and that will be in my doll cart video. I did the quilling in between, that is thin strips of paper glued in around. And then I also put in gold paint. And this is what it looks like, the top. I did find a piece of jewelry wire that is just perfect. That little spring was from jewelry, and it is perfect to go on top, so it looks completed. It did rip a little on the second plate, so I did add in more gold. But while I was adding in more gold, I added more gold to everything on the bottom and on the top. I think it's very much more balanced and a lot cuter now. This isn't necessarily a craft I would do for kids because it is a little unstable and would probably break fairly easily, but it is something that would be adorable in your doll story where you have little food, because this is a little food thing. Tell me what you think about this craft in the comments and whether or not you would do this craft yourself.